Dmitry Anatolovich, we are at a unique point in Russian history. A popular leader has voluntarily given up power, or is giving up power on time and transferring it to a new successor. This has never happened before. But Russia doesn't have a happy history of two people running the country. Why are you so confident it will work?
С одной позицией, которую вы озвучили, я согласен, а с другой...
I agree with the first statement, but I cannot accept the other. As to the fact that it's a unique situation, you are right. Russia's history knows practically no examples of a successful leader at the peak of his popularity moving on to a different post. But President Putin said from the start that he would strictly adhere to Russia's constitution and would only work for 2 terms. This means that at last Russia is seeing the formation of a fully fledged tradition of respecting all procedures that follow from the constitution and other laws. The incumbent president is an effective leader, and he is ready and able to continue to work to advance the development of our country, to make sure our development continues in the way set out 8 years ago, which is why this tandem, or this team of 2, was formed between the presidential candidate and the Russian president as a possible future prime minister. I'm confident that our tandem will prove to be absolutely effective. But what I cannot agree with in your statement is the fact that a dual power arrangement will emerge in this case, of a type which has historically resulted in various negative consequences for Russia. Each branch of power must deal with its own set of affairs. The president is guarantor of the constitution. He wields the powers that we've just talked about. The government deals with its respective business. This is perfectly normal. We are not surprised to see former heads of governments in a number of European countries subsequently holding posts of vice premiers or foreign ministers despite their considerable personal popularity. So I think the way we can guarantee a normal political situation and continue successfully along the course we set some time ago is through observing the law based on the theory of separation of powers.
Законодательства, основанного на теории разделения властей.
Dmitry Anatolovich, you will have a very important partnership with Vladimir Vladimirovich. And so, who will have the last word?
Я думаю, что вопрос не в том, кто говорит последнее слово.
The point is not who says the final word, but what the political and legal system of the Russian Federation looks like. This system sets out quite clearly the respective areas of competence of the 2 main levels of power, that of the presidency and the executive. What I mean is the actual scope of the president and the government. It is the constitution itself that predetermines the answer to the question of who takes decisions on what issues. It is the president who sets out the main directions of domestic and foreign policy. He is the commander-in-chief. He makes key decisions on forming the executive. He is the guarantor of rights and freedoms of Russian citizens. The government has its own very extensive area of competence. It is the government which implements all economic activities, adopting the most important decisions in the economy. The government's competence is quite extensive, and its structure includes a considerable number of executive bodies. The government's job is complex, large, and challenging, and it's completely obvious that it has enough of its own business to attend to. In other words, it's all simple. Russia is a presidential republic with a strong executive authority.